Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for April 26th. Okay, so let's get right into it. Intel, first up. Intel announced earnings after hours, and they beat revenues, but their guidance were really bad, both for the year and for the quarter. So, what am I looking at? I like Intel to most likely dip tomorrow. Let's put on some support and resistance lines here real quick. Let me find the file. There it is. Okay. As you can see, it gapped down huge, right? It is gapped down a lot. After hours, we see it come down on the bad guidance, and it held the bottom here at the 53. I want to take a look here on the big picture first, all right? So what I see right now is that it gapped down under this area of prior resistance, also this area of prior resistance at 55, as well as right here, this area of resistance at 54, which is coincidentally the 50 SMA on the daily chart. So that's the big picture. It has snapped 3 sets of support. Okay, zooming back out a little bit. If I use some longer term support and resistance here, I mean, here's that 55, which doesn't really, it works a little bit from last year, but it's not significant as the near term. However, this 54 though, very significant, as you can see right here, all over here from last year and this year as well. So 54, very significant. Gonna change the color on that real quick to show you. Let's use orange for now. And 56, also very significant. Okay, so change the color as well, orange. And right here, we are currently holding at around 53.5. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, that's the daily chart. Zooming in a little bit. Now, marking up the support and resistance, looking at the 5-minute chart here, and I'm going to change this chart to the 30-minute. Pretty key areas here. The 54, we're sitting at 53, 52 right now. So 53.50s. Okay, that's where the blue line is. I see 2 sets of resistance here at 54 and 54.5. 54.5 being the intraday after hours resistance. Okay, and support. Obviously, I got 53 here from intraday, where you see a bounce and a slightly higher low. Okay, and then right down here, 52.50 is from the daily chart. So if I pull up the daily chart real quick, 52.50 is right here, around here. Okay, so this area right here. So now that we're trading a little below it, I am expecting the stock to pop up out of the gates for cover pop. Like short sellers piling in after hours, they will take some profits and pop back up. It really depends on what it does pre-market as well, right? Over here on the 1-minute chart, you can see that it topped out at 54. So this is why 54 is a key level, as well as over here from the daily chart, 54, right around this area. Okay, so it has sold off a lot, so it definitely does have the possibility of grinding back up first tomorrow. I don't see it get above 54.50, and even if it does, it'll top out at 55 for sure tomorrow. Okay, the stock has an average true range of $1. Okay, so from 53.5 to 54.5, that's $1, and from 54.5 back down to here, maybe if it opens flat, 53.5, come down to 52.5. So that's how I gauge my targets, support and resistance level, along with mapping it out on the daily chart, the intraday chart as well. So I'll be looking at these levels to either short or long. Most likely, I'm going to look for a short pop and drop is what I'm looking for, and these will be my targets, 53 and 52.5. Okay, so that's INTC. It's going to be on my main watch. Starbucks, average true range of 90 cents. They had earnings after hours and they put out good guidance. Taking a look at the daily chart real quick here, we are on 52-week highs. Okay, so let's load up some drawings here real quick. SBUX, Starbucks. Okay, so we are on 52-week highs. Okay, looking on the daily chart here, after hours we have a breakout of a key area of prior resistance 77. So on every breakout we are looking for a test and a pullback. Now after hours here we did break out and then pull back, and this could be considered as a test. However, this is a very low volume test. With a positive earnings reaction after this bounce here, it started to grind up a little bit. Tomorrow at the open I expect it to grind up a little bit more. What I'm really watching for is this 78 to 78.25 area as resistance. I want to see it in the morning get up and over and then stay above here. And I anticipate the buyers to be holding the $78 up. If it opens flat tomorrow, am I still sharing the screen here? Let's take a look. Am I still recording here? Okay, I am still recording. I just lost my screen share a little bit. So anyways, I hope it's back up right now. Yeah, so if it opens flat or trickles down a little bit, I'm expecting 77, the prior resistance, to hold. It might come down just a little bit for the market makers to shake out the buyers here, all the way down to 76, 75, which is kind of like this 200 SMA here on the 5-minute chart, or right here from where we bounced. Okay, so looking for a long here tomorrow. Like I said in the beginning of Starbucks, the average true range is only 90 cents. So looking for a dollar move, maybe a little bit more. So for sure, my target area is going to be $1. Now, as the stock run up tomorrow, if it keeps running up, then each 52-week highs would be around the dollar range because of the average true range. So we don't have a clear resistance area, so it's tougher to short. So as I'm gonna attempt to go long here, every dollar I'm gonna pay myself and anticipate a pullback or a profit take. Now we did make a highs here at 79.25 after hours, so I'm gonna look for 79.25 to kind of give it some resistance. Okay. That's Starbucks. Next up, Microsoft, MSFT. Had good earnings this morning. Microsoft on the daily chart, it's overextended, okay? And right at the open, basically it just sold off today on the profit take, which is very understandable. If you look back on this daily chart, ever since the start of the year, this thing has been running up nonstop. And as you can see here, the prior month, basically people have been buying in anticipation of this earnings around this 120 area. Okay, so now that the stock has came out with positive earnings and everything, it's rightfully so that they do take some profits and causing the stock to dip a little bit. However, a lot of the analysts are targeting the 130 area. Okay, 130 and beyond. Let's load up some drawings here real quick. MSFT. Okay, so these drawings, these green lines were from prior days. This is from today. Okay, so from today, watching the stock, I saw the stock basically made a support level right here. You'll probably see it better here on the 30-minute chart. So let's load that up as well. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's keep this. I saw a support level right here. Okay. I think I talked about this yesterday. For the stock to hold around this area. Okay. This is the initial pop, right? And then now we have a support area. Out the gates at the open, it dipped and held, bounced off from there. And then it did like a little basketball effect and came back down to hold the support area. Now, after hours, we're rounding a little bit right on top of the support area. So depending on what it does tomorrow, whether it stays above or below the support area would give me the conviction to either go long or short. The 130 is very key. As you see here, I used the color orange to mark it off. Okay, what I want to see, how do I want to get long? As the profit taking happened today, I'm pretty sure some short sellers piled in. Okay, I'm looking at this 129.50 area right here, and if 129.50 breaks out, okay, first of all, if it holds the support area, it's a long bias. Second of all, if it breaks out 129.50, then these highs here will definitely be magnet targets, okay? Because of short sellers piling in today, this is highly likely that they're going to use as a stop, if not the 130. So I do anticipating some squeeze here around the 129.50. Okay, so if it stays above this support area, it's a long. If it gets below, it's going to be a short for me, and I'm going to look for some profit taking. Some more profit taking. Next level down is 127.5. Yeah, 127.5. So let's mark that off real quick. Okay. Right there. Change the color. 127.5 if it snaps the support area. Okay, 30-minute chart, 50 EMA coming up. Today at the close, we made a low here at 128.50 or 128.54. So let's draw a horizontal line across and I'll show you how it matches the 50 EMA and exactly the 30-minute chart here, right? So this is a cause for support for sure. So definitely going to be watching MSFT and see what it does tomorrow. I like it for long. So we went through Intel, StarBucks, MSFT. Taking a look at Facebook real quick. Also having a positive earnings reaction tomorrow, looking at day 2 of the earnings. Today was day 1. We see a dip and a pullback, basically kind of the same thing as Microsoft here, as you can see as it makes its trend down. So let's load up some drawings here on this chart as well. Hit the wrong button. Now 192 made support today, and it's actually a very key support. Now the reason why 192 is very interesting, it wasn't anywhere here or here in the 30-minute chart, nor was it here on the 1 hour chart at all. Where this 192 came from was actually from the daily chart. So let me pop out this daily chart real quick and map off 192, and you'll understand where it came from. Right about here, 192. Okay, it's right here. This was the support that I was using, which was weird for a stock to come all the way back here so far, but I guess it is what it is. So knowing that the market was using this far back of the, oh, I lost the screen again. Just give me a sec. Why is this thing keep on coming out here? Okay, so here the 189-ish, 190 area is pretty key. And that's the next level of support that I see. Going back to the minute chart, I've marked it off. So here we have the 192, and then here around the 190.60 area, and then here the 188, 190.60, interesting level. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Pop back out the chart and zoom in. So 190.60, this horizontal line is from right here in January of 2018 as well as early February, right? So let's zoom in and you'll see. So this is the support that I'm looking at, the next level of support here. Okay, still looking for long here on Facebook after this pullback day, but it's gonna have to be very convincing breakout of this downtrend that I see here. Let's see where it opens tomorrow. If it opens above 192, then it's definitely a long backup. This blue line, this 196, is today's first print and opening price. Notice how it reacted today. It basically, from here, it got hammered down, hammered down, hammered down. And I think the short sellers are piled in here. So all depends on 192 whether it holds. And if it snaps, then I'll be watching 190.60 to hold. Okay, and then run back up, looking for this trend line break. And the break of this trend line would cause this stock to run up. Okay, 194, we have first resistance, and then this 196, second resistance, which is today's opening price, and then 198 right here, which is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so that's Facebook. 1, 2, 3, 4 tickers already. I guess I'll go one more ticker tonight here on Pinterest. Okay, now Pinterest is very interesting because this thing is running stupid. Okay, I haven't been really watching it. I've been watching it on the side right here on Pinterest here, but I mean, if I pull out the daily chart real quick, there's 5 days of IPO. We had today, news came out with the SEC filings, the Form 4s of insider selling right here on this day, on the 23rd. That's when the paperwork was filed, hence this massive pullback here. But we are on an uptrend, right? And the stock has now gone parabolic, so it's a little bit ahead of itself. Okay, we have a couple of trend lines here, so I'm going to follow this trend line first. Looking back here from the 3 days, we have this trend line. Okay, and as you can see, the stock has ran a lot. The way it closed very strong, and I am anticipating a gap up tomorrow. I believe options have been open on Pinterest, and this is what caused the bullishness, right? People who were watching the first few days of IPOs saw how strong it was, and once option chains opened up, they probably the buy side of the options were probably going nuts. Right here, I'm looking at a breakout of 28 today. If I zoom in here on the 5-minute chart, as you can see, it consolidated, took its time, and eventually it broke out. It has yet to come back down and test the 28, and the stock is parabolic right now. Okay, I think these guys are targeting the whole number of 30 because it'd be pretty weird to stop at 29.40 right now. It just didn't have enough oomph to it late day, in my opinion. So I am expecting a gap up, looking at, first of all, 29.50 area, and then the 30 area as well for a pullback. Just gonna let it run and do its thing. I don't think it's gonna gap down the way it closed so strong. So yeah, just gonna let it run and do its thing. Support at 28. Also support here at 27.50. So 2 areas of support you can watch out for if it does dump hard. And if it comes down really fast, you can expect buyers to try to protect this. Oh, and I lost screen share again. But anyways, that's basically my watch list this evening. If you enjoy what you watch, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Ciao.